You know that feeling, right? You sit down, you're ready to get stuff done, and your brain just says, nope, not happening. It's so frustrating, and our first instinct is always to blame ourselves. But what if that's completely the wrong way to look at it? Today, we're going to explore a totally different way to think about focus. So, let's get into it.
I mean, it's the question, isn't it? We ask ourselves this all the time. You got a deadline, a big project, something you know is important, and your mind is just everywhere else. And it just feels like a personal failure every single time.
And where does your brain go first? Right here. That little voice kicks in. What's wrong with me? I'm just lazy. It's our default setting, the story we automatically tell ourselves the second our concentration wanders.
And if it's not lazy, it's got to be this, right? Its close cousin. I just lack self-discipline. We think, if I could just force it, if I had more willpower, everything would just magically click. But what if that's just not true?
Now this flips the entire script. This is the core idea we're digging into. The problem probably isn't your willpower. It's something else entirely, something most of us don't even think to look at.
So let's just tear down this whole myth of willpower right now. Trying to force yourself to concentrate when your brain is fighting you is like trying to make a car run on an empty tank of gas. You can get out and push all you want, but you're not going to get very far, and you're just going to burn yourself out.
So here it is. This is the real culprit. It is not a flaw in your character. It's a condition. You're not lazy. You are overloaded. Mentally, emotionally, digitally, your entire system is just carrying too much weight to ever settle down and concentrate. Okay, so overload sounds a little vague, right? What does that actually mean? Well, it's way more than just having a packed schedule. It's about all the invisible baggage your mind is carrying around before you even sit down at your desk. Just look at this list for a second. Does any of this sound familiar? Think of these as dozens of open tabs in your brain's internet browser, and every single one is draining your mental RAM. So you're not starting a task from a clean slate. You're starting from the middle of a mental traffic jam. No wonder it feels impossible to focus on just one thing. And here's the kicker. When your brain is this overloaded, it doesn't just get distracted. It actively resists your attempts to focus. It actually fights back. And there are a few key reasons for this. And understanding them, well, that's how you solve the puzzle. As you can see, it's not just one thing. Yeah, cognitive overload and just being plain mentally exhausted are the biggest chunks of the pie. But look at these other pieces. A lack of safety, which really just means you're stressed or anxious. And this one here, emotional resistance. That one's a really big deal. Let's actually zoom in on that for a second. This is so incredibly important. Sometimes the reason you can't focus isn't that the task is hard, it's that you're afraid of failing at it. The work itself feels emotionally heavy. So your mind isn't avoiding the work, it's avoiding the feeling that comes with the work. The classic sign of this is when you can suddenly focus perfectly on cleaning your entire house, but not on that one important project. You're not procrastinating, you're avoiding a feeling. Okay, so we've got the diagnosis. It's not a discipline problem, it's an overload and resistance problem. That means the solution can't be to just push harder. The solution is to work smarter, and frankly, to be a lot kinder to our brains. We need a whole new playbook. And this chart just lays out the shift perfectly. The old way is a constant battle. Force, blame, ignore, fight. It's a war with yourself. The new approach? It's all about creating the right conditions. Reduce the load, understand what's going on, regulate your state. Instead of fighting resistance, we're going to make the task so easy to start that the resistance just evaporates. So, what does this actually look like day to day? Enough theory. Let's get into the concrete, actionable stuff you can start doing right now to reduce that overload and make it possible to focus again. First things first, before you even try to work, you need to do a brain dump. Grab a piece of paper or open a blank note. For just 2 to 5 minutes, write down every single thing that's bouncing around in your head. The worries, the to-dos, the random ideas. Get it all out. When you get it onto the page, you get it out of your head, and you'll be amazed at how much mental bandwidth that frees up. All right, step 2 is all about making things easy. Resistance absolutely hates small, simple, non-threatening steps. So when you're facing a huge, overwhelming project, your only job is to shrink the beginning. Don't think about writing a whole book. Just think about writing one sentence. So here's a perfect example of a terrible to-do item. Work on the article. It's huge, it's vague, it's intimidating. Your brain sees that, panics, and immediately decides that now is the perfect time to go check the fridge for the 5th time. Now feel the difference with this. Write the first, messy paragraph. See? It's specific, it's small, and that word messy is pure magic. It gives you permission for it to not be perfect. The goal isn't to create a masterpiece, it's just to get started. And once you're moving, momentum has a funny way of taking over. Step 3, you have to create a transition. You can't just go from 100 miles an hour, scrolling, notifications, emails, to a dead stop of deep focus. Your nervous system needs a chance to slow down. This little ritual is like hitting the clutch on your brain. It signals that you're shifting gears from consuming information to creating something. You're regulating your state before you demand performance. So when you put all this together, it really all boils down to one thing: reframing the entire problem. It's about stopping the blame game and starting to see focus for what it really is. And this is maybe the most important takeaway of all. Focus is not a trait you have or don't have. It's a state you create. Think of it like a garden. You wouldn't yell at a plant for not growing in terrible soil, would you? No, you'd fix the soil. It's time to start being a better gardener for your own mind. So, the next time you feel that pull of distraction, I want you to stop. Don't ask what's wrong with me. Instead, ask yourself this question: is my mind cluttered? Does this task feel too heavy emotionally? Am I just plain tired? This one question changes everything. It shifts you from shame to strategy. It gives you the power to find the real obstacle and gently move it out of the way so your focus can finally come back.